you guys can hear me. Um, I wanted to talk to black witches, to beautiful black witches. Um, how can I say this? A lot of men are not in love with their partner. Um, when a man is in love and when a person is in love with their partner, their hormones are not swayed towards someone else. They don't start to develop feelings for someone they work with, for someone that they see every day at work that may start to flirt with them. They don't they don't act like they're single in a way that would harm their partner. It's understandable for a man or a woman to um maybe kind of perform a little bit in front of their friends just so as to keep some level of secrecy about their relationship. If you know what I mean, it's okay for you to kind of set boundaries on how much you reveal about your relationship, but you're not going to act like you're single in front of someone who's more beautiful than other people, who's more attractive than average when you're in love with your partner. And I really hope beautiful women understand that you are looked at as a sexual object. And if you don't know whether you're beautiful or not, if you want to act confused as to whether you are universally considered to be beautiful or not, or you're just average, um and it's nothing wrong with this, because average people have a lot easier love life because there's way more average people. And it's important for beautiful women to understand how you're looked at. And it's important for beautiful women to understand that most men who are attractive men, just because they're attractive doesn't mean they're smart. And a lot of attractive men are still not masculine. They're still not masculine. And they weren't taught how to guard their attractiveness. They weren't taught the value of it. And if a man is black and he's attractive, forget it. Don't even, honestly, don't even bother. You're really putting yourself more at risk, because black attractive men, so many women are throwing themselves at 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 black men and men who are attractive in general. Um, but black men are used as a way for women to compete with black women who are the standard of beauty, who are the original woman. And so you got to understand, other races of women going after black men, that it's a way to compete with black women. It doesn't mean that she's in love with who the black man is or what he represents or his genetics. Um, so for beautiful black witches who I really kind of want to talk to tonight, you got to understand that attractive men, particularly attractive black men, just because he's attractive and his attractiveness is equal to your beauty doesn't mean he's smart enough to know what to do with that. And I want you, as a beautiful black witch, not a regular woman, but who's a gifted woman who has power, I want you to be smarter than a lot of attractive black men and other attractive black women who end up pregnant, who end up teen pregnancy in the black community. The most attractive people are the ones who end up teen pregnant, the ones who end up having kids out of wedlock in their 20s, you know. Um, the ones who are top pick, are high priority to get, end up in relationships and never know your worth. And I'm not encouraging beautiful black witches to be single. It's the last thing I want for you. I want you to be smart about being single. And I want you to be smart about being in a relationship. Because a lot of men are not in love with their partner. And if you are beautiful, universally beautiful, you are going to be treated like you're a whore just because your look inspires people to think about sex, because that's how beautiful you are. You're enchanting. And your look arouses people sexually. And they don't have a partner that does that. And that was their choice. And furthermore, if a man does have a beautiful partner, a beautiful woman who is sexually arousing, whose level of beauty is universal, meaning anywhere she goes, she can be considered beautiful. She's not just considered beautiful in according to one race or according to one city or according to how the women look in this particular community or side. She can go anywhere and people will be sexually aroused. Babies, animals. That level of beauty, that enchanting. And if you don't know, if you have this level of enchanting beauty to where you are going to be looked at as a sex object, and that is how and that's no different than being looked at as a god or a goddess. Still a sex object. You're still an object of sexual desire because of how you look. And you are not going to be treated like a person. You're going to be treated like an object. And when you give people who are not at your level access to something that they consider to be a god or a goddess, an object of to achieve, an object of desire, um a lot of times when you get into you can get into a relationship with a man who does not respect women, does not see women as equal. And what I'm trying to say is a lot of men don't really love their partner, and respect her feelings and her as a woman. A lot of men are taught to be codependent. So they go after a woman that's easy to keep, meaning he does not have to fight because her beauty is not arousing other men to where he has to put up a fight or has to prove himself at all in the dating phase to be worthy of her when she has options. Men go for ugly women. Men go for average women. Some men go for a woman who's good enough to bring home, good enough to be in public with, but nowhere beautiful enough to where he has to compete with any other man for her. And if you are a beautiful black witch, you have to understand most women human women, not gifted women. They are in relationships because they did the man's part. They asked the man on a date. They asked the man for his number. They asked the man to marry her. They did the man's part. And you have to understand, beautiful black witches, this is the last days. And there's no other the dynamic that I'm seeing with men and women and the liberal agenda and the blatant disregard for black women at all in general, in the world, um but particularly among black men, the complete disregard for black femininity, not even the disrespect, just the refusing to acknowledge that black women exist, um treating us like we're just completely invisible if we're dark skinned. The level that it has gotten to, and the desperation of women to just have a man is biblical. It is biblical. There's no study, there's no science, there's no statistics. It's biblical. The way people are acting is biblical. Armageddon. Okay? So when you have the gift of beauty, please, please separate yourself and do not do the things that some of these women are doing just to have a man, because these men, a lot of them, they don't love their partner. They keep a woman for social status. And what happens is, the more beautiful you are, the more likely a man who already has an average woman is going to come at you, because these men are not in love with their woman. They are codependent. They are not strong enough to wait until they're, and a lot of times men who get into relationships because they're taught codependency come from at least working or upper middle class. They come from that structure. They saw their fathers get married, thus they saw how it made their life. They saw that structure, and they see having a woman, and they were taught codependency. They were not taught to be independent as a man. They were taught to have a woman in their life, namely a woman doing a lot of things for him that makes his life and his career easier, by him having, not just having someone at home doing things for him and helping him have children, but having the status of having a wife and having a children, the status that gives a man. That's what he's looking for. He's not looking to love the woman. And if you're beautiful, you of all women are designed to be sexually loved, to be sexually satisfied, because of the sexual pleasure you give just by someone looking at you, which is why it's more important for you to cover up, um, than to act like you don't know how beautiful you are. Does nobody any service for you to act like your beauty is not different than other. And if you don't know whether you're beautiful or not, ask yourself this. For women who want to act like they don't know what beauty is, ask yourself this. If you are a white woman, would you rather look like Hillary Clinton or Marilyn Monroe? If you're a white woman and someone tells you you look like Hillary Clinton, how would you feel? And if they told your friend next to you that she looked like Marilyn Monroe, how would you feel? Would you rather look like Helen Mirren or Angelina Jolie? Now, I want you, if you're a white woman, to ask yourself this. Would you rather look like yourself or Angelina Jolie? Would you rather look like yourself or Hillary Clinton? Would you rather look like yourself or Marilyn Monroe? If you're a sister, if you are a black woman, would you rather look like Naomi Campbell or Nina Simone? Someone told you you look like Nina Simone and told the woman next to you that she looks like Naomi Campbell, how would you feel? If you're a sister, would you rather look like Aaliyah or Oprah Winfrey? If you're a black woman, look in the mirror and ask yourself, would you rather look like yourself or Oprah Winfrey? Would you rather look like yourself or Naomi Campbell? Would you rather look like yourself or Rihanna, which was what the going rate for the celebrity that black men would choose to fuck if they could? I would rather look like myself than Rihanna. I would rather look like myself than Naomi Campbell. Although I find her to be gorgeous. I'd rather look like myself than Aaliyah. Despite the fact that men find certain other things attractive, I would still rather look like myself. I would still rather have my body shape because I've gotten used to it. And because the compliments that I receive for how I look is sufficient enough to let me know that if I was to compete in a pageant with these women I mentioned, I would have the confidence to believe that I would win in a beauty pageant. If you're an Asian woman, I don't know too many Asian celebrities, but if you're an Asian woman, would you rather look like Ali Wong, the comedian, or Lee Jun Lee, the actress, who you can look up? If you're an Asian woman, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna get this name wrong, but would you rather look like Zhang Ji, who played in Memoirs of a Geisha, who played in Rush Hour 3 or 2, who played in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Would you rather look like her or Aquafina, the Asian hip hop actress? Would you rather look like yourself or Aquafina? Ask yourself this. If you're Mexican or Latina, would you rather look like Selena or the woman who killed her? Would you rather look like yourself or Selena? This is how you get real about how you look. And once you get real about how you look, you can get real about how men are treating you based on that. And if you are beautiful, men are not going to treat you the same. They're going to treat you like a sex object. And they're going to blame the victim. And if you're beautiful and you're single, they're going to, in their mind, instead of having the confidence to come at you or to date you, having the confidence to get rejected in case you say no, they're not going to come at you as a single man. They're going to wait until they have a girlfriend. They're going to wait until they have a wife who they can fall back on. And then they're going to have the confidence to approach you. Because if you say no, they have a wife at home that won't. But a lot of single men, all right, a lot of single men get a reputation of if he's single over a certain age, if he's single over 35, over 40, over 50 with no kids, he's gay. Or if he's single, and he looks good or whatever, he's gay. Ladies, you get the reputation. If you look good and you're single at any age, men decide that it's because you're a whore. A lot of women who they in themselves do not believe that they deserve a good looking man without baggage, who's single and can offer her a clean relationship without baggage. She doesn't believe she deserves it, so it's easier to think that he may be gay or that something's wrong with him. Men are the same way, ladies. When they look at you and they see that you're beautiful and you are taught to be independent instead of codependent with a man. And it's either one is okay. But I want beautiful black witches to understand, the more beautiful you are, the easier it is for people to blame the victim. Instead of assuming you're single because you have self-worth, it's easier to assume you're a whore because they're already feeling rejected by the level of beauty you have. And if you don't see yourself that way, if you don't see yourself and scrutinize people the way they are scrutinizing themselves by labeling you a whore instead of being man enough to approach you, if he's approaching you, there's something about himself that he feels is worthy of a beautiful woman. And I'm trying to warn beautiful black women who are at the bottom of the barrel to be picked for relationships. Do not go out here throwing yourself at men the way these white women are throwing themselves at black men just to feel whatever they need to feel by having one, because times are shifting and they're holding on to the whatever white people are, if you haven't noticed, holding on to whatever ounce of control they feel that they have. And that is gonna come with a lot of white women using black men to prove that she's just as good or better than the women that she was taught all her life that she's better than based on skin color. And black women, you have to understand, if you look like Naomi Campbell, you are being treated poorly because your skin is dark. And you have to be careful because a lot of women are doing things that a woman should not have to do to get a man. Just and sisters, we understand what it's like to be alone. We understand what it's like to be rejected. We understand what it's like to not be chosen for no other reason than the fact that we don't look like Kim Kardashian and all black men are under a spell. Does not mean having a man does not mean you're being loved. And the fact that you look good is showing how much God loves you. Let that be enough. There are so many places in this world you can go besides America and find black men who are raised so differently, that are not brainwashed to be with white women, that are not afraid of beautiful women. And the more beautiful you are, like I said, there's a stigma. And it's better to have a stigma attached to you because the trash takes itself out. The people who assume the worst about people who look the best are already taking themselves out of the game of deserving you. It's easier to think bad of you because they know they are not in your league. Don't go out here acting like you don't look as good as you do, because you're still being treated based on how good you look. And I hope people are not acting like they don't notice. In the last 10 people in your life who have gotten married, who you know have gotten married, who you heard that are getting married, who you've seen on social media that have gotten married, what does the bride look like? Does the bride look like Oprah Winfrey? Does she look like Hillary Clinton? Is the bride overweight, chubby, a 6 with makeup on, probably short, probably not a tall model-esque or ballerina-esque, or what does the bride look like? I can guarantee you 8 out of 10 weddings, in the last 10 weddings, whether you've seen on social media, heard about it, went to it, I can guarantee you the bride is a fat, ugly white woman, a fat, ugly Latina woman, a fat, ugly tan woman. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. Tell me. I don't know how many people are watching, but tell me if I'm lying. Say it in the comments. I can guarantee you all, out of 10 people in a relationship who are a couple or living together that have not yet gotten married, out of 10 people in your circle who are in relationships, what does the woman look like? I can guarantee she looks nothing like Naomi Campbell. I can guarantee she looks nothing like me. Can guarantee she's overweight, Latina, brown, Caucasian, Jewish, Italian, some type of chestnut white, brown. And another thing that I can guarantee, she probably has a child by another man. Tell me if I'm lying. Out of 10 couples that you personally know, how many of the women are sexy, skinny, dark-skinned black women? None. None. Now, out of all the single mothers who are living with the child, whether they're co-parenting or not, of all the single mothers who are living and raising their children on their own, how many of them are black? How many of them are black women who look good? How many single mothers do you know that are sexy black women who now have baby fat but are still sexy? So I want black witches to be smart about how you look. And I want you to take your time when it comes to getting in a relationship, because a lot of men do not love their partner. And they are not looking for a woman to love. They are looking for a woman to boost their social status. So then they can go holler at sexy women and take their chances, because now that they have the confidence of knowing he can go back to an average woman who is codependent. These women are taught to be codependent. They're taught that their value comes in having a man. That's why it's so important that they get a black man in front of your face to feel better than you. That's why it's so important that they talk and brag about being in a relationship and having a man and my husband, because codependency means the value comes in having a partner. And these codependent men, they get with these codependent women who are not independent and will not leave his ass at the first sign of disrespect. And when you have gifts from God, from heaven, and you have great responsibilities, it is your responsibility to give people one chance to move incorrectly with you. It's your responsibility to cut a motherfucker off the first time they disrespect. It's your responsibility to cut a motherfucker off the first time they disrespect you. When you have godly gifts, it's your responsibility to set boundaries with wickedness. It's your responsibility to leave a motherfucker right where they had you confused and fucked up at. It's your responsibility to cut ties with a motherfucker the first time they act goofy on some clown shit with you. And when a person is codependent, disrespect comes fourth, fifth, sixth to being able to say I have a man, being able to say I have a woman socially, being able to say that I'm married on paper socially, to what my parents think and what my parents want and how my parents feel. And now I got kids, and now I got to worry about these kids, and I don't really want kids. I don't really like kids, but because having the social status is important, and because I have this pressure from my parents to be this type of way, and because I have to be a good parent to keep this social status that I have and to keep these titles that I have. And you got to understand, self-respect is down on that list. Self-respect comes after having a man, having a wife, having a family, having kids, having parents approve of what you do so you can ask for money from them anytime you need it. Self-respect is last on that list. When you're gifted, dignity and self-respect has to be zero. It has to be ground zero. It has to be beyond first and foremost, because it's not dignity and self-respect for you, your person. It's for your God that gifted you with the power to enchant people just by how you look. And don't think that that you get with these men and that they're respecting you. A lot of the men who do have the audacity to go after a beautiful woman, um like I said, a lot of them already have a woman. They already have a woman, and they are acting like they don't because of your beauty, because they're not in love with their partner. When you're in love with your partner, doesn't matter what another person looks like or not. You don't desire them because your hormones are chemically attached to your partner. And women, especially black women, I don't want you to ignore the importance of sexual chemistry when it comes to falling in love with your partner, which is why it is important to not be promiscuous. It's important to maintain your energy field and your own aura and not mix your energies with a lot of these people out here, because you got to understand something, sisters. It is so dangerous for you to mix and mingle with black men who don't like black women, or black men who are surrounded by white women, even if they don't want to be. If they are too weak to stand up for black women and set boundaries with other races of women and only deal with sisters, if they are too weak to do that and they have parasites all in their energy, you don't want nothing to do with him. Because these white women will send these black guys back acting like he liked black women just to bring some energy back. To be careful, stay away from these black men who do not put his God first and his women first. It is so dangerous. The darker you are, the more dangerous it is for you to deal with black men who hate his God and hate his women and are surrounded by women who are intentionally trying to compete with black women by dealing with our men instead of theirs. What type of sick woman wants to deal with an inferior slave descendant instead of a rich man who is ruling the world? She would rather stoop down to take what God gave you, black woman, than to appreciate her position. So that should let you know something about how powerful you are as a black woman. And please don't give that power away to anyone. You don't owe anyone anything. So I would rather you wait and travel and figure out what is the best place for you as a black woman to be loved properly, because I know America's not it. I'm sorry, and I know that. But if you are above average, America's not for you as a black woman. There's no love for us here. But I would rather you wait than to be taken off the market by these men and be codependent and just to say you got one and end up divorced like a lot of these women, because you realize too late, or you realize 20 years later, or you realized after bringing a baby into this world and ruining your body and your life and your hormones and your freedom. Then you realize you don't have the man that was worth marrying and you sacrificing your entire womanhood for. Don't find out too late and then get divorced. Don't end up a single mother because you did not vet the man that you married, and 2 3 years in, you know, you're dealing with cheating or divorce, or he's got a kid by another woman, or all this other stuff. Ladies, understand that if the more beautiful you are, when a man comes at you, don't you are not obligated to make it easy on him like these ugly women do. These ugly women do all the work in the courting phase, and they have a man and they get a man. And those are the type of men who act single when he's around you. And they'll get involved with you. They'll get involved with you. And when shit hits the fan, and remember, they are in relationships. They're not like the single men who are single without kids in their 40s and 50s because they're independent men and they don't rely on women for success. They are a codependent man. So he will get involved with your beautiful ass, and then when shit hits the fan and he risks losing his social status, and when it comes to leaving his social status, what comes with that ugly wife of his, or that average wife of his, and those average kids of his, he's going to choose the codependency. He will never choose your beauty because he is not equipped to be with a beautiful woman. So ladies, do your diligence and ask these men if they're married and if they have kids. I don't give a fuck if it scares him away. If he doesn't have a family to hide, it's not going to scare him away. If anything, he'll know that you're serious about dating and that you're really single too. But don't think it's cute to get involved with these mysterious guys. Don't let him convince you that his wife is the problem. These men are codependent. They don't love their wife. She is a social status for him to behave the way a man should be able to behave before he gets a woman, which is have the confidence to hunt, to kill, to protect. And single men, they're not necessarily gay. Some of them like their freedom. Some of them have the dignity and self-respect to wait until they have more money or a better career, a better earning, and before starting a family, before dating a woman, because they want the type of woman they want. They want to go into the dating field and they want to choose the woman that they fancy. They don't want to have to sit at a bar, get drunk, and let some ugly bitch come up, do all the flirting, give her number, do all the man work because she has no dignity and self-respect and he's too lazy to go after women who are beautiful. And ladies, um, I don't want you to be single, but I would rather you be single than become ugly by behaving like a man when you're in the dating phase and the lady in waiting phase. Maintain your beauty because you can take your beauty anywhere. But the ugliness of divorce, the ugliness of being with a man cheating, the ugliness of having a baby by a man and trusting the man and all this other stuff, you can't take that anywhere and get another man. That's a mess that a man will put you in that you can't get out of. Enjoy your sex life and be single and be able to choose. That's what men are doing, whether they're single or not. I don't know how else to say this. A lot of men will start to make fun of you. If you notice, if you notice, um, your guy friends that are married, that are in relationships, and they start to make fun of you, or or start to brag about, oh, my woman did this, my woman did that, or they're starting to make, they're jealous of you. they're overcompensating. A lot of men will pick on women that they like. And if you notice your guy friends start to pick on you or make fun of you or try and hype up their relationship, they're really jealous and they probably are developing a crush on you and they're mad that they're in a relationship. You got to understand, a lot of men are mad that they're in a relationship because they develop crushes on women. And not only that, they starting to see that women far more beautiful than the woman that they chose are coming at them. And if they're in love with their partner, none of that will matter. He won't none of that will sway him from thinking about, man, I can't get wait to get home to my wife or my girlfriend. I can't wait to get home to my family. If he's in love, it's not that he doesn't go out. It's not that he doesn't hang out, do this or this or that. It may not even be that he doesn't, flirt or enjoy being around his guy friends. But he's never, ever, ever going to be sexually attracted to someone else. When you're in love with your partner, you do not desire anyone else sexually. You know? Now, and what people do in the marriage bed is one thing. I know some people, they'll bring in other people, they have threesomes, this, and that. I'm not talking about little kink stuff. I'm talking about the end of the day, when you're in love with your partner, you are not thinking about another person sexually. And that is so important for people to understand that good sex is really the only way to fall in love with someone. And you're playing yourself if you're acting like that's not true. And good sex means sexual chemistry. Good sex doesn't mean I get a black guy with a big dick. That does not equate to good sex. Black guys with big dicks does not equate to good sex. Sexual chemistry equates to good sex. And that's why, sisters, you want to stay away from these black men who are bringing rancid dick that been dicking down these white girls and everything. Stay away from that shit. Stay away from the energy that he will quickly bring to you when white women have depleted him of all his self-worth and all of his heritage. Stay the fuck away from that empty vessel. Let him figure it out. Don't you dare be a Megan Good. Don't you dare be a beautiful, drop dead, gorgeous, sexy black woman with a good career going for you, and you take back some ugly nigga who thought white women were better than you, who decided he wanted to be with a white woman instead of a black woman, until he got a white woman who does white woman things. Don't you dare be a Megan Good. Don't end up Halle Bailey. Don't be in your 20s at the height of your career looking good, making black women look good, getting roles with black men, white men, all different men, just making black women look good in general, and then get pregnant by some no-name nigga who can wait to take you off the market. Too young for that shit. She could have waited 10 years to have a baby. Then she would have known whether or not what type of man was actually good to start a family with, instead of just letting whoever she was with take her off the market. And not only off the market, off of her career path to make more money for a child, more sustainable money. So, sisters, ladies, be smart when you are dealing with men, because what like I'm saying, a lot of these men in relationships, they'll say, treat you like you're some type of whore or something, but they're not. They're just jealous that you have the freedom and that you are strong enough and that your parents raised you to be independent, because they are codependent and they couldn't be a single guy out here being able to make enough money to choose what type of woman he wants. They were raised by parents who taught them that the only way to make it in life is to have a partner. And so now they got with the first person that they liked, and they're finding themselves attracted to other people, which will can happen to anyone if you're with someone long enough. but not when you're in love with your partner. I can't stress this enough. That does not happen when you're in love with your partner. It doesn't happen. And they a lot of men have never been single. They've gone from being young to being in a relationship. And a lot of people in relationships look down on people who are single when they've never had to be. They've never been in love and got cheated on. They've never been in love and lost it. They've never been in love and got abused. They never had to choose their own dignity and self-respect over a relationship. They found someone that they can settle down with at a young age, and they went from being young to being in a relationship and maybe getting married. But a lot of times Americans will just cohabitate, you know, and call it whatever. But they've never had to actually be single. And they believe that they're better than you. They believe it's easy to blame the victim. They think you're single because you're not a good person. You're not as good as them. You must sleep around. You must do these different things. No, they've never had to be single. They've never had to choose between their safety, their dignity, and being single. And the people who are more concerned about you, it's because they're not happy in their relationship. The people who have time to look down on you for being single or make fun of you for being single or make you feel like it's your fault that you haven't found someone who loved you when you were 18 and never had to be single. Those are the people who are not happy in their relationship. Those are the people who are in a relationship because it's more convenient than being single. Those are the people who are are jealous of you because now they're either falling in love with you or they are getting more options that they wish that they could take, but they're in a relationship and they are looking at some of the benefits to being single, and they're becoming jealous and they're trying to pick at you at it. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship. But please let love grow, and let your relationship be based on love, not based on you needing someone's money, not based on using someone to boost your social status. And don't be some man's social status boost so he can go out and look good, and I have this wife and I have this wife that's beautiful enough, that looks good enough for me to show in public, but she doesn't look so good that it draws attention to me and that it makes me seem more powerful than I am, to where other people are drawn to me or holding me accountable for power that I can't be accountable for. And that's what you do when you are more beautiful than other women. Not just beautiful, when you are more beautiful than other women, like I mentioned. A lot of men are not equipped for the power that you would give him in society just by being standing next to him. And that's why I said, ladies, cover yourself. Don't be seen with no raggedy bitches who you don't like, who don't like you, because just by being seen with them, you're gonna make them look good. And they probably don't even like you, but they know the value of being seen next to you, as if they are as important as you are for looking better than other people. Don't act like your looks are not wealth, because you play yourself and you're not doing anyone a service by not separating yourself based on how you do look, because you are being treated differently. So act like it. It's black women especially. D- don't let anyone be seen in public with you. Don't let any man be seen next to you. Don't let any man flirt with you or chat you up too much. Because the longer he's seen talking to you, to other men who may be actually tall, dark, and handsome, that you may be interested, it may look like you're interested in him. It may look like you came there with him. Don't let people who you are not interested in and who are trying to feed off of your power in public do that to you. Don't be seen next to nobody unless you want to empower that person. Unless you unless you're getting something from that, unless there is an equal or greater exchange for your beauty and how you boost anyone's social status who is seen with you in public, walking down the street, you know, showing up to a place with someone, being seen sit or eating or drinking with this person, eating dinner, whatever. If you don't want people to think that that person is important to you, don't be seen with them in public. And if you don't understand how powerful you are as a black beautiful witch, and how people are looking to use you and discard you and take whatever's power you allow them to take, and they're going to bring it to some white people. They're going to bring it back to racist white people, particularly racist white women who want black men. They're going to bring that back to people who are weaker than you. They are relying on you as a black woman to not know your worth so they can take your power and bring it back to people who don't want to see you have it. So it is better for you to only live in your power, with your power, be seen with your power, than it is to be seen with people who don't deserve you. Be careful with these men. A lot of men don't like women. They don't like to see you independent. They don't like to see you powerful. There was a survey done, and they were and a study done asking men if they were women what they would do if they were a woman for a day. And how many of those men do you think said that they would dress sexy, use men for money, get men for money, have sex this way, have sex that way, see how sex felt this way? How many men do you think said that? And how many men do you think said that they would become a submissive wife and have a child and cook and clean for a man, for her husband, for the husband? How many men do you think said if they were a woman for a day, they would get married, uh, ha- uh, and cook and clean for a man and be submissive to a man versus use a man for money, see what sex felt like, get money from men, manipulate men. Everything men tell you to do is the exact opposite of what they would do if they had your power as a woman. Wake up. Do not be out here competing with other women for men. If a man wants you, let him do the work to have you. And if he can't do it, let some other woman have him. Save yourself for a real man. Save yourself for a man who puts black women first, who is not a bitch, who can go out into this world and defend black women, who is not afraid of white people, who is not hiding behind white women. Wait for a man who will defend you against a world that hates you. You do not have to get with any old man and have his baby knowing he don't even like black women, knowing he don't even respect black women. Don't be out here like these other races of women throwing yourself at a man, just trying to prove that you're not as ugly as you are. Because that's why women are doing it. They are desperate to prove that they can get a man, that they're doing everything a man should do. And that proves nothing. That is ugly woman behavior. And if you get complimented on your beauty, and if you would rather look like yourself than the most beautiful celebrities, Don't you dare throw that away just to say you have a man, letting a man validate you. If other people find you beautiful, you don't need the validation of having a man to know that you're better than other women. And other women are going to try and use having a man to feel as equal or greater to women who are actually high value. Don't you dare get manipulated into competing for these worthless men out here with these ugly ass women. Be careful with yourselves. Please, ladies, study what is happening in our society and figure out where you belong. All right? It is not worth it to lose your beauty and get with somebody who just wants to tear it down, to use it to chew you up and spit you out so they can get to the next level. Take your beauty, take yourself to the next level, and go get a real man. And who's not American. Unless maybe he's from New York. That's all I got. So, I hope I hope um I hope this resonated, and I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to warn you about these men in relationships. A lot of them are jealous of you, and that's why they treat you like you're some type of whore because you're single, because they're secretly falling in love with you. They're secretly jealous that you're independent and that you have freedom, and not only freedom, you have money. You don't have kids. They're mad because you look better than their wife or their girlfriend, and they want to act like it's a bad thing, but realistically, you saved your beauty, and they know that they know they chose a woman that they did not have to fight for. They know that they were not man enough to go after the top tier, top beautiful women. And that's who they are. And they're mad because some other man is going to get you. And he wouldn't be treating you a certain way if he didn't have a crush on you. Be careful about these men who are in relationships who are picking at you, who like you, who are having a crush on you, falling in love with you, who are acting like they're mad that another man is going to get you because he's got a woman. It's all jealousy. All of it is jealousy. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the bottom too when you more beautiful than everyone else. Don't save your there are men out here who are single without kids who didn't need a woman to get him through life. All right. There are men out here who did not meet the love of their life, who did not meet the woman that they had sexual chemistry with, and got married and stayed with the woman who the first woman they fucked when they were 18. And I need you to understand something about these people in relationships, this codependency. Like I said, a lot of them never had to be single. A lot of them are not sexually confident. They've been with one person either their whole life or for the past 10, 15 years. So they don't have the sexual experience. They don't have the sexual confidence that single people have. They don't know how to deal with rejection. They are not better than you. They would not be able to survive being single. And they want to try and look down on you or pick at you, but at the end of the day, they're admiring you. And they don't know how to just stay in their lane, and it's because they're not happy in their relationship. And you as a single person, those are the type of people you need to avoid. Go out here and mingle with other single people. Let people who are codependent deal with their weakness. Let them deal with their weakness, which is needing to have a relationship. Let them go Deal with that. Don't make it easy for them to cheat. Don't let them get you wrapped up in their insecurity. Only deal with other single people. Don't deal with people with kids by nobody else unless you have kids by someone else too. Because the trash takes itself out. I don't care how old or young you are. If you're old enough for sexual activity in the state or the country that you are born in, if you're over the age of 18, this applies to you. If you are still sexually active or want to be, this applies to you. Save yourself, clean yourself, meaning if you have had a breakup, do the work. Don't mix your sexual energy until you are completely got your ex out of your energy, out of your aura, so you're not bringing the expectations of your ex to someone else to meet the expectations that you had, that you set because you still thinking about your ex. Don't do that to somebody new, and don't do that to yourself. Cleanse yourself and get out here and enjoy being single, enjoy other single people, enjoy meeting other people, enjoy how interesting they are, because couples are jealous of you because you can do that. And a lot of people are out here acting like they're single when they already have someone. Don't let somebody treat you like you're dirt when they have someone to go back to. It's holiday season. Let people be with their family, be with their partner. And if you're single, you deal with single people. And don't let your jealous friends who are in relationships, who still have time to be jealous of you as a single person, don't let them make you feel bad for being single. Because anyone who is doing anything that makes you feel bad for being single, they're doing it because they're jealous. No one who has love in their life makes other people feel bad. They only spread that love around. So I'm telling you, pay attention to how people act and how they make you feel, because that shows you how happy they are in their marriage and in their relationship. If you are getting joy and happiness and love from your friends and you're feeling it off that relationship to where after you interact with your friend you feel loved, they are in a happy marriage. But if you interact with a friend and you feel slighted, or you feel like you're not good enough, or like you're not as good, or like, why hasn't anyone chose me? Why don't I have this? They're probably not happy in their relationship, because that's not how you feel around people, around happy couples. Happy couples inspire you. Happy couples make you feel loved. They share that love. Unhappy couples make you feel like you aren't good enough because you didn't choose to be unhappy just to say you had somebody. Pay the fuck attention. Pay the fuck attention to people energetically. I'm warning you. Who you are around determines how young and healthy you look. So by all means, stay away from people who are unhappy. And stay away from people who are living a life that you don't agree with. Black women, I'm warning you. You want to keep mixing around with these black men who are surrounded by white women and who don't respect black women, who don't see black women as a mate, but who will use you the moment he needs something, including sex, who will use you. But you are not his ideal mate. His ideal mate is a white woman, so he can go in society and hide behind her whiteness. Stay the fuck away from him. And it will be revealed to you one way or another. You will know if a black man has a preference for white women. It will show in what he posts. It will show when he takes pictures with people who he's around. It will show in what he watches. It will show in the type of music he listens to. If he listens to Kanye West or Jay-Z at all, he prefers white women. If he listens to any mainstream hip hop, he prefers white women. If he works around white women, he prefers white women. If he takes pictures with white women, he prefers white women. If he's seen in public with white women, he prefers white women. If he posts pictures and images of white women and white celebrities, he prefers white women. If there's anything other than black women on his page, he prefers white women. If his page is full of his black female family members, his mama, his sister, his black daughter, if his page is full of black cosplay, black versions of anime characters, if his page is full of black community issues, if his page is full of things that are speaking up against racism and white supremacy, he prefers black women. If he got any white woman on his page at all for any reason, that's what he prefers. Stay the fuck away from him. And it's that simple. It's that fucking simple. And unless you are doing business with him that is paying your bills month to month, stay the fuck away from him. See how much different you look as a black woman when you do this as a black witch. See how much younger you look when you do this. See how much different you look when you do this. See how much your self-esteem it raises when you do this. See how much you stop caring about what people think about your hairstyle or your skin color or what you wear and this and that, or whether or not you are a slut, or whether or not you want to be single and have sex, or be single and be celibate, or whatever you want to do. See how much you stop caring about what other people think when you stop letting black men who prefer white women in your fucking orbit altogether whatsoever. I don't care if it's your daddy. Cut them out if you're a black witch, and see how much more energy you have. Don't surround yourself by parasites willingly. These people don't like you. White women dating black men don't like you. They're not your friend. She had the choice to be friends with black women or to get some black dick. Let them be friends with who let them be friends with her husband's sister or all the family members that approve of the interracial marriage. You're a black witch. You got better shit to do than help black men erase you. You got better shit to do. Act like it. Go somewhere where black men like black women. Stop watching the TV and the news and all these movies and get out here and find events and find things and get to Africa and get to places that are predominantly black. And stay away from these homosexual faggot ass men out here who don't like you, are not in love with their girlfriends, who are just codependent. And see you as a sex object. I hope this all resonates. Um it's getting real serious out here. It's getting real serious. Please, please be careful. All right. Be careful, be safe, get to know people, and don't deal with no man who has a woman. If a man has not invited you to his house, he's living with a woman. If you're dating a man and he only wants to come over your house, he's living with a woman. If he hasn't planned, if he has not invited you to his house, he's living with a woman. And I'm not saying go over his house on the first date or nothing weird like that. But what I'm saying is if you're dating, if you're getting to know some guy and he is not inviting you to his place, even if he's dropping you off, giving you a ride home or something. If he's not trying to show off his place to you and show off what he got and how nice his place looks and show off his car to you and show off his garden and what he does and his hobbies and his instruments, if he's not trying to show his fucking place off to you, he got a bitch. He's living with a bitch. He's trying to hide the fact that half of his place is female products and shit. Probably some baby shit up in there. Don't play dumb with these men who only come after beautiful women after they get some ugly dumb bitch pregnant, or decide to marry her and turn her ugly into some ugly fat wife. Don't get with these men who only come after beautiful women after they've married a woman and turned her into something completely different than what she was when she met him. And now he don't do that to yourselves. Stop playing dumb like you don't know these men have women already. Stop making it easy on men to cheat. I'm serious. Because they get with average women as if an average woman is better. They make these average women feel so flattered that she got a man, and now that she feels better than the beautiful woman that she probably bullied for being beautiful, now that she got a man to make her feel better, she just dumb enough and flattered enough to ruin her body and ruin her freedom and ruin her livelihood and do all this stuff so he can now come after beautiful women that he has no respect for. He doesn't respect the ugly women he married, and he doesn't respect the beautiful woman that now he has the confidence to come after. Don't play dumb with these men. Require the most from them. You don't want a man who sits around and flirts with you and chats with you and doesn't ask for your number and try and manipulates you into, wait, you're not going to get my number? Wait, you're not, these things that I see with the men will flirt with you, they'll chat with you, they'll meet you, they'll be winking at you, giving you the eye, giving all these flirtatious signals, chat with you for 2 hours at a bar and still never ask for your number. Don't let a man manipulate you like that, ladies. If he wants you, he can do the work. He can ask for your number. He can offer you a ride home. He can pull out his fucking card and pay his fucking bill. Better yet, when he sees you beautiful and alone, which you should be, you shouldn't have anyone interfering. You should be alone and looking available. And when he sees that, let him tell the server to bring you a drink. Let him make a gesture that actually should get you wet. Because nothing should dry you up quicker than a man who's trying to manipulate you into doing what he should do to see if he can control you. See how dumb you are. See how thirsty you are. See how easy you are. Then he can use you, put you up, pin you up as the social status so he can go out and keep looking single and come and go after beautiful women and toy with beautiful women from night to night, from city to city, from state to state. Married men think that they're better than everyone. Married people, a lot of them, they think that they're better than everyone. That's why they cheat. They think they're better than single people. That's why they want to manipulate you and wrap you up in this. They want to ruin your single livelihood. They're jealous of you. Be careful of jealousy disguised as a man who's interested in you. He's not interested in you. He's interested in lowering your self-esteem. Because his self-esteem is too low to be independent like a man who can be you know what a luxury it is for a man to be single without kids in his 50s and 60s. That means he's not relying on his kids to wipe his ass because he wants to do nothing when he's 60, because his body's going to break down by the time he's 55, because he's going to get fat and stupid and obese or Alzheimer's or whatever the fuck people get, to where they need their wife and their children to do everything for them. Do you know what a blessing it is for a man to be able to be able-bodied to do things, including sexual activity, when he's in his 50s, 60s, 70s. He has to be healthy. And a lot of people who are in relationships, they're not the healthiest unless they are rich people, unless they come from upper class where they understand health and wellness is part of being wealth, that your health is your wealth. But all these mediocre ass men out here, okay, that got a woman or two or whatever on the side and don't want to do nothing with their life, don't want to make a commitment, don't want to take anything to the next level, just want to play around with women and cheat on the one who allows it. Keep all that energy away from you. Black women, keep that shit away from you. It's a blessing that no one chooses us sometimes, because when a man really comes at us, we know whether a man really likes us or not, and we know whether a man deserves us. Just because somebody likes you as a black woman, don't get so fucking flattered, sisters, every time a white man likes you or a man who's not black likes you. Don't get flattered by that shit. Does he deserve you? Because a lot of it is just a fetish. A lot of them see that you're desperate. They see all these black men getting with white girls. They're pissed off because they're not black and they can't get a bunch of women to throw themselves. So they come at you with this ego of, oh, well, all the black men are with these white women, so all these black women are free for the picking. He does not have respect for you. You're easy to him because the women of his race aren't throwing themselves at him the way that they're throwing themselves at the black guy. And he's more worried about what the black guy is getting than the women who actually like him. So don't get flattered by a man of another race coming at you like it's flattering. Um, a lot of these men look at you as something easy, low self-esteem, or you that you don't get men coming at you at all, so you'll take whatever you can get. And they will treat you like that. And if you don't know how beautiful you are, and if you don't know your worth as a black woman, you will get flattered by a man just because he's of another race. Let him prove that he likes you as a person, not because you're black, not because he thinks you're easy, not because he has sex with a black woman and it was so good. Now he thinks that sex with every black woman's gonna be good. That's how white people look at us. They get addicted. They one of us gives them sex and now they can't go back. Now they went black and now they can't go back. And now they're looking for another black person to fill that hunger, that jungle fever that they got. And you know why that one black person, that first black person who gave them some dick or some pussy, you know why that first black person is not still with that cracker who's out here thirsty for some black sex? You know why that black person's not still with them? Because they saw that person was racist. They saw the relationship was not sustainable. So don't be the second, third, fourth black person who gets with a racist white person who's thirsty for jungle fever, but still don't respect you as a person. Let someone prove they like you. And as a woman, there's only one way a guy is going to prove that he likes you. There's only one way. Is he courting you in the traditional way or not? Is he taking you on dates and showing that he is capable of making you feel safe? There's only one way a man does that. He holds the door, he opens the car door, he gets you home safely, he gets you to the restaurant and home safely, he pays for the bill, he demonstrates his ability to take the lead in public. He demonstrates his ability to not break his neck when another beautiful woman with a revealing dress or a big ass walks by. He shows his ability to pay attention to you, and he's showing you that he would be a good father if you became pregnant and disabled as a result of being pregnant and not being able to do things. He shows that his focus wouldn't be on the first women with a big ass or a revealing dress or some big tits that walked by, but he will be able to maintain his focus on you in public and not embarrass you in public. That's the only way a man shows that he likes you. is by doing what a man should do to prove that he's worthy of marrying you, taking you off the market, and ruining your body and ruining your womanhood when he gets you pregnant. And if a man can't do that, why would you want him? Start questioning your own sexuality, ladies, when you start going after men and throwing yourselves at men and asking men for their number and going up to men all aggressively and treating them like they're a cheap whore. Stop treating men like they're women. That and stop acting like a man and doing that. If a man likes you, let him act like it. And if he's not man enough to come at you, let him miss out on having you as a girlfriend. You can look at a man, you can flirt with your eyes, you can flirt with him. You can even, you know, ask him for directions or whatever the fuck you got to do to start a conversation. But for God's sakes, let him show interest. Because, ladies, if he's not showing interest, he has a woman. And if he's not showing interest, he's not interested. You can throw yourself at a man and you can say, yeah, I did this, this, and that, and now he's my husband. But doesn't mean you got a man. Because I can guarantee you, if he didn't marry you just because you did all the work, eventually he would have met a woman that he really liked, and he would have did all that work that you did to get him, and now he's your husband, probably cheats on you. But I bet if you hadn't done all that and made it easy for him, eventually one day he would have saw a woman that he was actually interested in, and he would have asked her for her number and asked her to be his wife. But you did all the work for him. You made it easy, so now he can have you and cheat. Don't you dare do the man's job. If a man wants a woman, let him show his rites of passage. You are not to ask a man to marry you. You can let a man know how you feel, but let him be the man. You are better off single than being with a man who has other women or with a man who cannot lead you, who cannot control himself, who cannot take the lead, who cannot defend. If he can't take the lead and ask you to be his wife, ask you on a date, ask you for your number, do all the things that a man should do to court you, he's not interested in you. He's not interested in being a husband. It is better to be single and date and have fun and have enjoyable sex and be able to choose who you enjoy having sex with and have that than to be married with a man who does not like you. To be married to a man who does not want the responsibility of being a husband. It is better to be alone. To live in your own energy and your own beauty and have the freedom to go to an island and meet a sexy man who's actually single, who comes from a culture where he doesn't have to get married and have kids by the time he's 25 and ruin himself and take himself off the market. Go to an island and meet some of these men who are physically fit and who know their worth and who can pick you up and twirl you around and do romantic things. And you should be skinny enough for a man to pick you up. You should be skinny enough to cross your legs. You should be skinny enough to dance with a man and him pick you up and lift you up and throw you around. You should. So work on that. Because if you are not skinny enough to cross your legs and all those cute things, I can guarantee this. You're either married or you're a black woman. Obesity is rewarded in America, particularly when you're white. I mean, when you're black. Obesity is rewarded for black women in the community. Black men go after obese black women and call it them having a big ass when you're just fat. Stop letting black male approval make you less beautiful than you should be. Stop letting having a man and getting comfortable and getting fat and being okay, so okay with the fact that you got a husband that you forgot to maintain your fucking beauty because you got all the validation you needed from having a man, and now you look like a fucking whale because you didn't maintain no beauty, because all you needed was a validation of one man wanting to fuck you, and now he's the only man who wants to fuck you. And I bet a lot of women want to fuck him just because they see a ring. Don't let a man do that to you. If you're a beautiful black woman, don't do this ugly woman behavior and get the first man that will fuck you and get all the validation and just completely let yourself go. Maintain your beauty. It is so powerful. When you are beautiful, you can have a man that you desire and everybody else's. Because that's who's coming at you. Everybody else's man. And you can still go out into this world no matter how young or old you are, because when you're beautiful you look timeless, and you can get a man and you can find someone you have good sexual chemistry with, and you can find someone who has the same morals as you, who likes you for who you are. You can find a man who is not afraid of a beautiful woman, who is not taught that a beautiful woman is bad, who is not weak and afraid of a beautiful woman because he cannot measure up. He as a man is not strong enough. He's not sexually satisfying enough. He's not attractive enough. He can't compete with other men enough to have a beautiful woman. He can only get a mediocre woman because his manhood is not superior to other men's. So he does not deserve beauty. Don't stay in a community where all the men are too weak to go after the beautiful woman. And you will know it because all the women in the community will be ugly and still have fucking babies. A lot of women get pregnant just to prove somebody will fuck them. They know they're ugly. So they get pregnant, they have babies, so they can prove that there's somebody who will still fuck them. And yes, black men will fuck anyone. I don't care how ugly you are. There is a black man who will sleep with you. Black or white. There is a black man. Behind every ugly pregnant woman is a black man. You be careful, okay? Ugly people can get with ugly people. Average people can get with average people. But you see these handsome guys and they have these ugly average women that shows you everything you need to know about his manhood. And he's going to get mad, and he's going to get mad at you for being beautiful and being single when he's in a relationship. These men, they get mad and they start picking this and that because they're jealous, they're mad, they're falling in love with you, and they already got a girl. And they're in that predicament. They just gonna be in a relationship with a woman that they don't love. When you love someone, you do not think about having sex with anyone else other than that person you're in love with. You must find someone you have sexual chemistry with so you can fall in love with them, so you all can have a great relationship, so you all can play the role of a male and the role of a female in the relationship, and that can sustain you. Not your family, not what your parents want, not what your friends think, not what society thinks about you choosing a woman who's not who doesn't look like Kim Kardashian, not what society thinks about the fact that you want that you as a man chose a woman who's actually black. So black women, be careful out here. Only deal with a man who deserves to have a woman. Because all these men, they're not choosing based on love. They're choosing based on fear of what other people think. Choosing based on fear of what they're going to be held accountable for. And they don't want to be held accountable for anything. That's why black men are going with white women. And that's why everyone else is choosing ugly women. Be ye separate. Peace and love.